We've got her in studio.
Hello.
Friend of the show, Lynn Christian from soulsalt.com. She's a life and business coach. Before we get into taking charge of your life, have you ever been to a themed wedding?
Themed wedding. Oh, I've been to remote weddings, that you have to travel to.
Yeah, like a destination wedding?
Yeah, destination. I have not been to a theme.
Yeah. And it's funny because we were just talking about, like where you have a Star Wars themed wedding or
Disney,
that sort of thing.
Harry Potter.
I guess they're more and more popular now.
Well, I can see why.
Yeah. Good
I
call.
mean, we're getting into that. We're having fun with things.
Yeah.
I love it.
Good call. So talking about taking charge of your life.
Have a themed wedding.
That's funny. Yeah.
There you go.
And taking charge of it.
Yeah. But a lot of times we don't do that, right? And I'm just going to talk to our listeners for a little bit because we hear take charge of your life or we think we have control of our life. And here's some things to remember. It's unique. It's unlike any other human being's life, and it's yours. It's almost like a car that only responds to your thumbprint. And we forget that. We get caught up in other people's lives. We have stewardship over children or jobs, and we forget that the thing that we have total stewardship over is our own life. We all do that. We forget. We get, even people will bleed into our life to try to take some control away. Yeah. So as you know, we have a free gift for your listeners. I've written this up, and you can take charge of your life with 11 tips. But let's talk about one.
Okay.
And I want you, Frankie, and you, Jess, when we finish, to tell us something that you're going to take charge of.
Ooh,
okay?
Okay.
So this one, I really love it because it's so simple, and you can start very small. Define success on your own terms.
Okay, I like that.
So what that could mean is, what's success for the next 30 minutes?
Okay.
Or what's success for the next hour? How about the next day, the week, the month, a family trip, a project? Eventually, you'll find out you have metrics for defining success in life.
Ooh, I like that.
And so you don't have to go for the big gusto first, but just take it small and start to see there is more you can take control of than not.
Like being present, like you're going to be more like with your kids or your spouse. Like I'm gonna make sure, because with the technology, and it's such a double-edged sword,
right?
With what we have, I love it.
Yeah.
But it consumes us, and it's this AI, right? And it's by design, and it takes you away. I mean, we think that we're so connected, but we're so disconnected with it.
Yeah, because that screen is designed for you to get sucked right into it, even the shape of it,
right?
The illumination of it,
to feel everything.
Dopamine. There we go. We're right there, and then we're in a virtual world, and the rest of the world we're not in control of. So there are some things you can't not take control of,
right?
But where you can, just start small.
I love
and
that.
see how that changes.
Bite by bite.
Okay, so what are you guys going to do based on our short conversation so far?
In the next 30 minutes?
Well, or
just in the next day or so?
Next day, how are you going to define success for yourself?
I think I'm going to, just what I said, and I'm trying to be much more present, especially with, because life flies by.
Yep.
Our little boy just starting first grade today.
Oh, wow.
And it's kind of crazy with work and family and everything else going on, trying to find that balance. That's always the challenge, right? Trying to find the balance.
Chasing a ghost.
Yeah, it's what it feels like.
Yeah.
But I need to work on being, like when I'm there with him, and I'm doing stuff, I'm trying to do stuff for the show, for the for the stations and stuff like that. But it takes away that physical being, like where I'm not present. So I'm going to try to be more present with the little bit of time that I do have with family.
So for this 5 minutes, this 15 minutes when I'm with him, what's success? And success is being present.
Yeah, not being on the phone.
Not being on the phone, put it away.
Yeah.
And then you can judge after, how did that feel? How did that work? Was I in control of that as much as possible? Jess?
I think I'll start with 30 minutes because I'm like one of those that you gave me the list. So I'm going to start and go like one by one. But I think I beat myself up really badly, especially like when we do stuff outside the show, for the show. I'm just so critical of myself, and I'm a perfectionist, and I end up just beating myself up to where I'm not as productive as I want to be because I'm just so in my head. So I think for the next 30 minutes after we sign off and we're done with the show, I'm going to give myself some grace and a break and be like, okay, like you're totally capable of doing this. Stop beating yourself up and making it worse. It's this bad thing. You go through phases of like where you kind of like don't like yourself, you know?
Yeah, you're critical. And so take that back into control for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I once worked with an addict who just took control of her life and got sober by just 10% of the day she was sober.
Wow.
And then she moved it to a larger percentage. So success was I sober for 10% of the day?
Yeah.
Great. There you go.
It's
There you
like
go.
baby steps, man. Everything is in baby steps.
Otherwise, it's overwhelming.
Yeah.
And then you can eventually get to a place. I went through a very cathartic experience, and I looked at what I did not have, and I recognized that's going to define my success. So I have a life metric for success, which is at the end of my life, I want to be able to say to myself, how soft did my heart remain, and how open is my mind? And I could have used a lot of soft hearts and open minds at that time, and I realized, for me, that's going to be a metric. So pay attention to those moments, too, in your life that matter, and jot those down, and at some point, you'll come up with a life overarching theme that says, okay, this is how I define if I'm successful or not.
Oh, I like that.
Me too.
We've talked about this on our show before because in 4th grade, I got beat up by a boy.
Oh, my.
And I had some friends that were not very nice to me. And I was like, when I grow up, I'm going to have lots of friends and I'm going to be a good friend. Because that's right. That's your
And
legacy you leave.
You are, yes. So
I try.
so you already have it, and it came from one of those moments. So sometimes the things we don't have tell us more about what we really desire than the moments when we have so much abundance.
I love that. So take charge. This is what you need to do. You need to text that, no spaces, take charge to 55444 for your free guide. And so, again, take charge, no spaces, 55444. We love you.
You too.
I know.
You're
Can we
awesome.
have you in like every day?
I know. Right?
Sure.
That would be awesome.
Talk to Shannon.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Hey, it's Lynn Christian from Soul Salt. Thank you for listening to this conversation with Frankie and Jess from 97.1 KZHT. If you found this content helpful, I encourage you to subscribe to the Soul Salt YouTube channel for more videos like this. For more information regarding today's topic, visit our page linked in the description below.